Hello, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Ajinkya. I'm from collegeindia.com. So,
Good morning, Ajinkya.
very warm welcome on this platform and on this interview series, which is called Thoughts on Education. So, basically, ma'am, just a brief introduction about thoughts on education. This is basically interview series that we have introduced to bridge the gap between students and the faculties. Generally, students get to interact with the faculties when they join any college, but before that, we want to make that interaction very easy. So we have started with this series, and thank you for joining this on a very short notice. And before starting with the questionnaire, I just want you to give us a brief introduction of yours, your educational background, your professional background, and what responsibilities you're having at IIMS Pune.
Sure, Ajinkya. First of all, I would like to thank you for having me here. Talking about me, my name is Dr. Nidhi Girahia, and I have completed my entire education in Pune, and I have completed my PhD also through University of Pune. I have done my MPhil in financial management, followed by my PhD with stock markets. Apart from it, I have a total working experience of 20 years with industry. I have worked with companies like India Infoline, Philips India Limited, and apart from it, most of my career has definitely belonged to the education industry because I just discovered when I was working with industry that teaching happens to be my passion, and I just wanted to continue with teaching. So, yes, that's about me. And when I talk about my experience with International Institute of Management Studies, that is IIMS, I have worked over 6 years at IIMS now. Currently, I am holding a position of HOD in finance at IIMS. And uh, basically, my entire focus is developing the students who have taken the finance specialization, and we focus more upon what are the recent changes that are taking place in finance. So the fundamental knowledge along with the along with you can say fundamental knowledge accompanied with whatever are the latest changes that are taking in place in the industry, having a proper balance of it is what we focus upon at IIMS.
Excellent, ma'am. Great to hear that. And since you have been associated with IMS for more than last 6 years, and you have held key position at IMS, I would like to know what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector in particular.
um, Okay, so having worked over 20 years of my life in industry and academics, I really have a great esteem for IMS because digitally we are changing, every other day. So I think we in IMS, along with our academic committee and along with our interface with the industry leaders and experts, we develop the curriculum for our students. One of the examples that I would like to share is that, for example, in the stream of finance, we have inculcated the topics like algo trade, which were not there during my times or even 5 years from today. So that's what we try to inculcate in the curriculum. Then there are digital only banks, there are fintech and blockchain technology. We have ESG reporting system which is coming up, though it is at a very nascent stage, but yes, we give little exposure to our students to make the correct choice with respect to their specialization as well. Then students who are interested in financial service industry can always opt for super specialization in wealth management or advanced derivatives, or financial modeling is something which we are focusing a lot for finance students, wherein our students are not only able to work in the financial models, but they are also able to make the financial models, and presentations through by using the financial modeling is also something that we try to give proper exposure to our students. At the same time, we understand that not all this, if you have chosen a particular specialization, you cannot be good at all. It's very difficult for a student to be very good in financial statement analysis, to be very good at derivatives, to be very good at you can say research report writing. So basically we work closely with our students and try to find out what exactly is that which they love doing it, and then we help them to be closer to fulfill their dreams with their loved subject is what we work uh, closely for IIMs. Apart from this, we also give them good exposure with industry institute interface. That is, we give them opportunities for pursuing internships. We give them opportunities to pursue life projects according to their choice. We don't push them for anything, but then yes, we give them a choice, and we help them make effective presentations, because that's what is the need of the hour. In the long run, lot of the things we see will be more in digitalized way. So that's what we do. Apart from this, yes, we also have clubs. So for example, if there is a finance student and he has taken a dual specialization, he's also interested in marketing, so he has a choice. He can join a finance club and marketing club as well, wherein in clubs we have a lot of you can say short programs or self-help groups to discuss on a particular topic, or a lot many things happens in this club. So again, these clubs are also very useful to help the students develop their interest in the core specialization that they have opted, and as well as in the other minor specialization if they have opted for the same.
Excellent, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And ma'am, since MBA is, I think, or I have done my own MBA, so I think MBA is more about the leadership and how do you drive a team. So being being at the position of a leader at IIMS Pune, what would you describe your philosophy of leadership, and how would you describe your leadership style? How do you drive your team, and how do you achieve the results for the team?
Okay. I think to be a good leader, if you theoretically see, Ajinkya, you have various types of leaderships that we study in theory.
Right.
But yes, in practical life, I think every person is a leader by himself if he wants to be. And for me, I think leadership I can define in two words. First is doing the righteousness activities for the profession, and at the same time a leader has to understand that he is nothing without his team. So these two realizations are important. So as long as you know the goal of the organization, and as long as you are honest, dedicated, and you are doing the right things for your organization, taking into consideration the short term and middle term and the long term goals of the organization, I think you will be a good leader. And taking your team along, which is I think a very tough part, because there are so many different people having different mindsets, different views, and you have to take them all together. But last but not the least, when you're talking about leadership, I would like to mention my favorite leader, who is no one other than Professor Manishar Mundara, who is Executive Director at IIMS. And I think leadership qualities, I think most of us will get to learn from him, because this is, I think, what he does. He has got an excellent IQ, EQ, and spiritual quotient as well. And that's how we follow him, and we get to learn a lot from him. And he teaches us that we should always have a proper work-life balance. And yes, at IIMS we have a work-life balance. For students, definitely we are a student-centric institution, but for faculties also we have sessions wherein we take care of the health aspect. We have yogas, we have marathons to participate, for which faculties are also motivated that yes, you need to take care. At the same time, we have got a lot of goals to be achieved as a faculty, lot of targets that we have to achieve, so that we learn and we share the same with our students. So in our educational institute, I think all of us are leaders, we are righteous, and we understand that we are nothing without each other.
Great
Yes,
to hear that,
Ajay.
ma'am. Great to hear. And I think you have described the leadership quality and a leader in a very right manner. And ma'am, since as far as I understand, MBA is not only about the bookish knowledge; it is also about the complete holistic development of a student. So basically, how do you have any extracurricular activities or programs to enhance the skills of the students or expose them to the real world challenge apart from the bookish knowledge that you are giving to them?
Yes, I would. You are talking about MBA is not about bookish knowledge. Rather, I would say, Ajinkya, that life is not about the bookish knowledge. So when you come to IMS as a student, definitely your 360-degree development is taken care of. Yes, we do have many extracurricular curricular activities. It starts right from students participating in elections for various positions like chairperson, the treasurer, the secretary. Uh, by default, if you are selected for these positions, you will by default learn some leadership abilities, and also students who are not elected on such key positions, we inspire the students to take lead in organizing various cultural and management events. uh, and when the students are inspired to take lead in such organizing such events, they not only build long lasting friendships, but and connections and network, but I think they gain a lot of transferable skills. For example, they learn good communication, they learn the importance of teamwork, they learn how to organize things according to the required objective goals. Apart from this, they they develop problem solving and time management skills as well, so which at the end of the day, combined with the theoretical knowledge, it definitely gives a lot of boost to the confidence of the students. And when you talk about the placements also, I think when the recruiters look out for freshers, these are the areas where the recruiters also check that whether the student has participated in some events or not, or whether he has ever held some important position for any important event or any important club of the institute. So yes, I think we strike a good balance between the theoretical and the extracurricular and co-curricular activities also. Here in co-curricular activities, we inspire the students to participate in simulation games conducted by various institutions. For example, this year we had IMA, wherein the students have participated in simulation games. Apart from that, our students pursue good research, and then they also participate in some research writing competitions, and definitely they also win a lot of prizes and make us proud um, as teachers and as an institution.
Great, ma'am. Great to hear that. And ma'am, since you've already spoken about what recruiter looks in the student and regarding the placements, I would also like to know what are the benefits and career options after pursuing different courses at IIMS. And can you speak anything about the placement scenario at the finance department at IIMS?
Okay, so definitely, uh, I think the placement department of International Institute of Management Studies is a very important department, and definitely it plays an important role. And this department is led by our executive president, who closely takes care that every student is placed according to his skills and his interest in the corporate world. And talking about finance, yes, we have got wonderful companies wherein students are placed. We have students who are placed with companies like Deloitte. We have our students at Northern Trust. We have our students with banks like ICICI, HDFC, UTI Mutual Fund. And also I have my students working with credit rating agencies. Also, we explore a lot of opportunities to work with known institutions, and I think we keep exploring the opportunities. And then students are, if you talk about the placements as per the job descriptions, then yes, our students are into treasury management. Our students are working with brokerage houses, both back office and front office. And we also, our senior students who have been our alumni are currently on a post like vice presidents in a particular bank, or they are management consultants. Then we have our students as as investment banking associates, then credit managers. We have financial analysts, we have uh, finance officers, we have insurance and risk management. So definitely, if I look at my students, uh, though they must have started their careers as freshers, but 2 to 3 years down the line, they hold such positions that I recently spoke about. And at the end of the day, definitely we receive a lot of satisfaction and compliments from students with respect to placements. And I think IIMS placements is the strongest.
Great to hear that, ma'am, because MBA, being an MBA institute, it is equally important to have a good curriculum as well as good placements, because the decision has to be taken by student according to the curriculum as well as the placements that are available at any particular college. And ma'am, speaking about IIMS Pune, can you tell us what are the IIMS Pune's top priorities over the next 3 years? How do you see institute growing over the next 3 years or next 5 years? What are the short-term future plans?
Uh, well, at IIMS, uh, the short-term future plans at IIMS definitely, along with giving the best to our students, I think we are looking forward for having more consultancy projects, and more of management development programs, and more stronger associations with the industries, so as to be known in the market, well, more known in the market.
Great, ma'am. And ma'am, since we have been, the world is been the tough situation from last 1 year due to the COVID-19. People have lost jobs. The industries have reshuffled and everything. So, can you give us a brief idea on how education as industry has got affected due to COVID-19, and how do you see it coming out of this setback in a near future?
Okay. So before answering this question, I would first just give a short prayer that I want this COVID-19 to just go away. People say that we expect these kind of, uh, viruses to come, and this is going to be okay now. But I really pray hard that this should go away, because definitely, as faculties, as teachers, we like to be connected to our students on face-to-face basis. But yes, now talking about your question, the effect of COVID-19 pandemic in education sector, yes, it has definitely triggered, not only in the education sector but all around the world, something called as a new normal. And this new normal is nothing but carrying on every activity online, whether it is meeting, whether it is, I mean, I would not like to speak much about it, but yeah, education, meeting people, nowadays even meeting friends. We have started having a Zoom meet every Sunday. We just want to meet each other, so that's how we meet. Family meetings. So in short, if I talk about education industry, so digital learning has emerged as a very necessary resource for students and schools all over the world. For many educational institutes, this is entirely uh, a completely new system that has that we have to adopt. And many of the institutions are trying to have a hybrid model, because there are students who, in spite of this pandemic, they just want to come and they want to have a offline class rather than online class. So yes, many educational institutions are trying to bring a hybrid model. But I think with the recent rise in the COVID-19 and due to the the government norms also, even if we think of having a hybrid system right now, it doesn't seem to be that possible. So we are completely online following the government norms, and I think that we should try to now embrace the technology and be ready to face the future. The future can be my first prayer that it really goes away and we are able to, lead a normal education life which we had before this COVID-19. And that's all. I pray for the best. I want to meet my students. That's it.
Yeah, that is the thoughts with all the people, ma'am. And ma'am, just a last question to you. So many people, as we have already discussed, many industries has hit a new low. People have lost jobs. New students who are passing out are not able to get the jobs. So any suggestions for students who have lost jobs, or the students who are in MBA but not very sure about their future? Can you give them some suggestions?
Yes, definitely. I would just like to tell the students that there is nothing really to worry. Because in finance, we call something as systematic risk and unsystematic risk. So, a small concept of finance, but yes, I would like to explain this. See, a systematic risk is a risk which is common to all, the entire society. So if you talk about COVID-19, it is not a very good situation, of course, and this is a problem that is being faced by the entire society, irrespective of their age groups. So we just have to wait for things to pass by. And one more thing I strongly believe is that if you want to work, if you really want to earn, you will find out a way for yourself. So I don't believe that I don't buy this point that getting jobs is a difficult situation. Yes, you will get job, maybe the salary would be little bit here and there because of the pandemic, but in long run, because you are well qualified, because you're a hardworking person, because dedication is in you, because you are inspired, I think in long run it's a win situation for all of my students who have these qualities. So I don't think there is much to
So,
worry.
ma'am, basically, if you have a good determination and you have a good hardworking abilities, then you should not face any major challenges. As
Oh,
is what
yeah, because a person, if he is facing a problem, let me just give you an example. Suppose if I lose my job, but I'm inspired, I want to work, I have lot of ideas within me. I will take this as an opportunity, and I will do what is the next best thing I can do. So I'm not saying that people are not losing job. People are losing jobs, but again, if you look at the data, you will come to know that during the 2019 pandemic, there are so many people who have turned themselves into entrepreneurs because of this situation. So I think every coin has two sides, and it's up to us what we want to see, how we want to move ahead in life.
excellent, ma'am. I'm very sure that this interview is going to help a lot of students in making their future decisions, whether it is about taking admission at IMS Pune, or whether it is deciding about their future and to go forward with MBA or not. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining with us, and we look forward to connect with you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ajinkya. Thank you.